3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3Bs. I'm your host, Daryl Coxey. We have a very special show with a very incredible guest. His name is Dylan Avila. Welcome. Woo!
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Beehive. I'm here with Honeybee, Cutie Bee, and all the bees at home. Welcome, welcome. So, Dylan, it's been a minute. How you been, my man?
Busy, but good, man. Stressed and working on my house. And
what the hell's going on at this house of yours?
dude, this is the first time I've been out in over a month. I had a massive flooding in my basement, and then discovered through the pipes breaking that we had asbestos in our kitchen. And I haven't had a kitchen since Christmas, and it fucking sucks. So, but yeah, man, I'm alive and breathing, so I'm good, man.
Sweet. Well, but you're a very social guy. I mean, back in the day when we were hanging more often, you were running like 3 open mics, headlining, touring the area. So, what's going on? Are you just kind of in a chill period right now?
Just been busy with the house, 3 kids, and I still do some comedy, but I've also been recovering from a brain injury, so that kind of keeps me at home a little more often than I used to be. I can't travel like I used to. And,
Okay.
Yeah, man, do my one-man show.
Your what?
My one-man show. I wrote
like the thing where you have like the monkey and the drums and the...
No, that would be a show with a monkey.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, so I was attacked about 3 years ago on stage, and I got hit in the head twice with a metal baseball bat. And I wrote a story about it. It's a one-man show I call My Turn at Bat. And it's a story just of my life and being a badass kind of, I'm a little bit of a badass. So.
Yeah.
So I just spent a lot of time working on it, man. It's been, the show's about an hour and 15 minutes long, and that's a long time to remember what I'm about to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I've never even done a set that long before. And, it takes a lot of energy out of me, too. And so, I've just been grinding.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I'm a producer, as you know, and it would be my honor to support you in any capacity. If you need a co-producer, you need a little more muscle behind something, I got your back. But I know you got lots of friends in the business, and so I just want you to know I'm here for you, bro.
Sure.
All right,
Appreciate
thanks for
it,
being on the show, and because you're here, I have a special treat. This present flew in all the way from South Seattle.
Oh,
Special
where I'm
wrapping.
from.
And check it out.
Oh, that's for Easter.
White chocolate or something?
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Dr. McGovern's Fruit Stick
Jubilee
Candy.
Gourmet.
And there's more to the present than that. That's more because we're about to have Easter.
Oh, of course.
Now here's the
Ooh, here we go. That's what I was just telling you
What is
about.
that?
Yeah, the legal lemonade, the original.
So they're our unofficial
Nice.
sponsor tonight, Dylan. Can you talk to us about our unofficial sponsor?
Well, unofficially, I will say that this legal lemonade contains marijuana in it, and
Seriously?
yeah,
Oh.
sunshine in a bottle.
Perfect for cloud watch.
Perfect for cloud watching.
I had no idea there was like lemonade that was marijuana lemonade.
Well, officially, there isn't.
Oh.
So, Dylan...
But unofficially, it's
Unofficially, there is.
It's wonderful. I highly recommend
It's only
it.
what? How many grams
It's
are
only 10 milligrams.
All right, so if we poured it out and consumed it during the show, would that be okay?
Sure. I mean,
All right.
yeah.
Let me get you a bottle opener.
You're going to need a bottle opener for that one. Here, since you've never had this before, you should take the most.
Okay.
And
So
here,
we
I'll
wanna-
let-
we wanna
I don't know how much you
Smells
want.
like
For,
tomato.
Some more lean. Talk to us about flavor. What's the smell like? For many of the bees that live outside of Washington, they're not even able to legally consume this. So
No, that's a
talk to us
tragic-
about your
it's like
experience.
tragic.
yeah. Come on, man.
Here, let me have the
Here, you kill it.
like the box.
Oh, boy.
No,
I mean, it's only 10 milligrams for the whole bottle.
Right.
I need 20 at least to just take the pain away.
How's
Yep.
the taste over?
Tastes like lemonade.
No.
Like a lemon sparkling water.
Yeah.
It tastes like lemon tomato juice.
What? No. What?
Tomato juice.
What?
This is our unofficial sponsor.
I know,
Did you
I'm
see
not
the
gonna
face
make
he just
faces.
made?
That's
No, you did.
no.
It's a little warm.
You know what it
That's
tastes
what
like?
it
It's
tastes
a little warm.
It tastes
should be
like
kind of cold. You know?
lemonade kombucha.
Thank you. Yes, it does. Kombucha.
Okay, so the flavor may not be all that,
Oh,
but let's see
I
how
can
it
talk
feels.
it up.
We'll see how it feels.
In about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, actually, the lemonades, they'll hit you a little quicker, I found. I feel like the drinks hit you a little
I've never
sooner
had
than the
drinks before.
candies.
I need to
You know, it metabolizes different like it was liquor, you know? Like
Right,
you take a
right,
shot
right.
of whiskey.
Dylan, I don't smoke weed, so tell me just, give me some education here. What's the difference between the high you get from smoking a joint versus an edible?
Oh,
Well, with just regular weed, it hits you instantly, right? Like,
Yes.
I mean, and you know exactly when you get to the
Right.
point that you want to be. Like, all right, that was the one right there. I'm good.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
never get more high after you've stopped smoking.
Yeah.
Like the minute you stop inhaling,
You have a
that
little
is
bit more
as
of a
high
choice
as you're
in
gonna
no,
be.
that's right.
It's not like that's it. You know
Where
exactly where you
edibles,
are.
you really got to know kind of what you're doing. You know, you got to know like 10 milligrams or 20 or 30. Like, I remember the first time I took 50 milligrams, I was not prepared for
It's
that.
also
man.
different
not
if
ready.
you've eaten recently, if you haven't eaten recently, if you drank
True.
water, if you drank something else, if you drank it with alcohol. It's easily affected by all of those things. So. I've had edibles that didn't hit for like 3 hours.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Nothing
And
happened,
that's
and I was
just
like,
baloney.
okay, well, I guess I'll get to my normal life. And I get out the door, and I'm like, oh man, where's my?
Have you had this before?
No.
I guess it's our unofficial sponsor, Legal Lemonade.
Yes, we
It has,
so
like,
we
some
said.
stuff in it. Did you taste
Are
it?
we doing this again?
I don't know.
You can't even taste the weed.
I think it's working on. I think it's working.
It tastes really funny.
Well, no, keep this in mind. If an
Could have been the
unofficial
joint that we
sponsor-
smoked before the show.
If an
Welcome
unofficial sponsor
to the Three
becomes an
Bs.
actual sponsor, that means we might get free booze or free edibles.
Oh.
So we
That's
want to
true.
really sell this.
No, I quite like it. It's got an interesting
I
flavor,
don't.
but I mean,
All right, so Dylan, I know you're a sports fan. You're a manly
He's
man.
so mean to you.
What's going on with
Kinda.
Seattle sports? Like, what is
Yeah.
going on with the Seahawks? I need your official
It's gonna
commentary.
go right there, huh?
What is up? Should we expect next season to be a bust? What's going down here?
At this point, there's more question marks than this team has had, you know, since Pete Carroll took over. So he got rid of potential, you know, Hall of Fame cornerback and traded away an All-Pro defensive end, and he got a couple other guys coming back from injury. You know, he got an offensive line who can't block a damn thing.
Right.
Can't, you know, running backs can't stay healthy. So I don't know, man. This is a year that is really a lot up in the air. So.
I don't know if you know this, but Pete Carroll actually watches the show, so he's right here. And so I want
Sure
you
he
to give
does.
Pete some advice, because clearly he hasn't been in the Super Bowl in a few years. So
Find a
what does he need
running
to
back,
do?
and maybe a couple more running backs. Someone who wants to block for them.
Pound that ball.
Yeah,
blocking would be nice.
blocking would be good.
Keep our quarterback safe.
You know, so he doesn't have to run around so much. I mean, he's pretty good at it,
He's
but
got only so many miracles, right?
we pretty much relied on his miracles every third play or so. Do you guys watch football?
No,
Yes.
I don't.
No and yes.
Yes. I'm still
Tough for
upset
you,
about
right?
the situation with our kicker.
Ugh.
Oh my God.
Blair Walsh. That should have never even started. I mean, they saw what he was capable of in Minnesota. I don't know.
I don't understand. Our guy, sure, he had started
He
missing.
had a rough
stuff.
season.
Right, but he was still like the best in the league.
Pretty solid,
Look,
man.
all we had to do in the olden times was get to the 50-yard line, or well, I mean, they're 40, and
Right.
then it was like that was all. There were 3 points on, may as well have been on the board, and now it's like, yeah, touchdown, man. You have to actually get to the end zone, and our blockers are like Swiss cheese. So Richard Sherman is like. The Seahawks these days are like Richard Sherman and his merry band of friends. It's the same way with the Sounders, man. It's our goalkeeper and all of his, entourage.
Nah, I'm just kind of still stinging too. For like Richard Sherman was my man, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, God, he was at least one of my favorite all-time Seahawks, and then he just went to the Niners.
The Niners.
Oh, it hurt, man, and I understand why he did. I ain't mad at him, man. But And I get that, you know, Pete Carroll, I think, knows what he's doing, but
How'd you feel about Beast Mode going to Oakland? He didn't.
I was okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's his hometown, so,
Right.
you know, and I love Beast Mode. I love me some Beast
Me
Mode.
too.
Like, he was my favorite Seahawk of all time, man. As soon as he grabbed his nuts when he did the Beast Quake run, and he grabbed his nuts as he went into the end zone, I was like, that is my dude right there. And, you know, yeah, he's all about Oakland, so that's his hometown, and I had no problem with that at
Well,
all.
that's kind of like a dream come true, right? You know, like.
Oh, yeah, you can play with your family, man.
Like,
Like, mom's
like,
out.
I'm going to go and play for my team here in town.
Have you seen his show? He's got a show on Facebook
No,
called
totally.
No Script with
No
Marshawn Lynch. Oh,
Does he
it's,
actually talk?
yeah, no, they just basically follow him around with a camera, and he goes and does like crazy shit. Like he did voiceovers for Darth Vader in Empire
way.
Strikes
Oh,
Back.
man.
Yeah. Oh, it was fantastic.
I
It
gotta
was
check
the
that
best.
out.
Yeah, it was
All
good.
right, Beast Mode. All right, so Beast Mode, Seahawks. If you want to sponsor the 3Bs, we'd also accept complimentary tickets for an official sponsorship.
Now, what do the 3B stand for? I forget. You told me a long time ago,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I got some memory
Well, we
issues.
haven't
so.
actually talked about it.
Yeah, we should talk about it.
Well, it's kind of naughty.
Yeah.
And this is now more of a family-style show.
It
Is it?
Well,
I
not
mean, I have a family, but I don't know.
No, it's not a family show, but it's definitely, I don't know, a little more loosey-goosey.
The
We're
non-rotating
already
cast
drinking weed.
members, there are 3 of us, and we have nicknames that end in B.
Yeah.
True. All right, I think we're
Doesn't
deep enough
sound
into the
nice.
show that only a true bee who's listening and really wants to know will hear this. And so I feel safe sharing now. So here we go. 3B stands for booze, broads, and bullshit. And so the essence of the idea is to capture the kind of fun that you have at a party. Say everybody's clustered in the kitchen, talking, having a good time, you know, flirting, drinking, talking with the guys. That's what I'm trying to capture on show. And really, you know, week after week, we achieve that. And so I just love bringing in my bees and also bringing in talent and just reconnecting and just kind of sharing our truth. And it's kind of like that point in the party where you start getting philosophical and you start talking about life and dreams. And so that's a big part of where we go too. And that's what the going deep with Daryl Coxey part is. And who's the third B? Now, last time I was asked that, it's like, well, it's DB, you know, Daryl B, but that sounds pretty lame. The truth is, my true name, and I guess this will be like a Google search now, Daryl Coxey is actually Ogre B. So, boom! There are
That's
three
like,
Bs. Whoa,
wow.
mind sharing.
Plot
Yeah.
twist.
So, what is
My
Ogre B?
goodness,
So,
this is
in
shocking.
high school, I was called Ogre because I'm a rather, none of the bees can actually see me, but I'm a pretty big dude.
You're huge. Yeah.
And I used to be pretty wild. And so Ogre was my nickname, and I really tried to live up to it. And so when I started the show originally as a podcast, I was like, I want to be Ogre, but we're doing this whole bee thing, and I wanted to be the only ogre on the internet. So I just put a tag on Ogre B, so I'd be very specific. Like, there's only
There's
one
Shrek,
Ogre B
there's
on the
Ogre
planet.
from the Revenge of the Nerds, man. There's some ogres on
Right,
there.
I think that's
Yeah,
where it
right.
originally came from as well. So that's the truth. But since then, I started producing comedy, and everybody was saying, hey, why don't you just own your name? Why don't you just be Daryl on the show? And that way, if people start watching this show, maybe they'll come to your live shows, and we can have live events. And so that's kind of why, instead of being Ogre B, I'm now Daryl Coxey for the show. So I'm the real deal. So here I am.
All right. Well,
And as Carlos
thanks for
said,
clearing that up.
I think it's time for Topher to take over the show. What is our topical, man?
Man, there's been nothing going on lately. Have you noticed that?
There's been nothing.
It's like
at all.
someone took away the president's phone or something.
It does seem
Did
to
they
be
really
tweeting
take
less.
it away?
I don't think you're allowed to take away the president's phone. I think that's treason.
Treason?
Yeah.
I don't think that's
No, you know, there doesn't seem to be a lot going on. I went to the March for Our Lives. I did. I went there. It was a little, on the spectrum of radical marches and like parades. This one was much closer to a parade than it was to a radical march. But I was still happy to support the cause and the organizers and the message.
Were there as many kids out there as seemed to be on TV?
Oh yeah, there were all kinds of kids all over the place.
That's amazing. Okay.
These days, man, especially with routes that are pre-declared and events that are organized on Facebook. There are all kinds of kids at those things. You don't see a lot of kids showing up at the, like, you know, Antifa counter-protest of the Nazi march.
Well, yeah.
There are fewer
That
children
might be a little
at those
dangerous.
events. Those, man, I like those protests because, like, you don't tell anyone where you're going. The police know you're going to be there, and they know you're just going to go shut down streets, so they just kind of have to close them. And, man, that's a protest.
So when you mean kids, do you mean like little children, or do you
children.
mean like teenagers?
No, they were children, and they're, like, you know, parents, strollers,
Yeah.
kids. There were teenagers who were clearly
Do you think
marching
that
together.
takes
The
the
March of
edge
Dimes
off?
march, basically.
Do you think that takes like the edge off, or of like it being a protest march, or do you think it like just makes it like a family event?
No, I mean, I think it had a really strong message this time. It is the case sometimes that these pre-declared wishy-washy marches can be directed to sort of nowhere. And that's unfortunate when you get a lot of people galvanized around nothing. Then nothing happens. And these kids have been really very articulate, the kids who are organizing this, and they have, you know, there's many of them, and they represent a broad range of opinion. There are even kids, they're not as vocal or articulate, but there are some kids on the other side of the debate from the school who are out there and speaking, and there's just a lot of really good, really well thought and diverse opinions among them. And they're not saying that any one of them is the only way or that it must be that way. They're just, we're not getting any counteroffers.
Yeah.
Right? So
Right.
it's like, if you won't even counteroffer us, then like what's the move? Like we're never moving on any of this because we're constantly just having to make policy by the seat of our pants and just come up with a million different ideas and hope you'll accede to one of them.
I don't know. I think we should just get rid of all the guns, man.
You know, so here's my position on that. I will support such a measure. I don't want that. I was trained in firearms. I grew up with firearms. I'm one of those people who would like to own a good number of firearms someday.
But
For
hold on.
what?
I'm not done. I'm not done.
I know you're not. That's why I'm cutting in. So Dylan, you grew up in Skyway,
Yeah.
one of the rougher neighborhoods in the region.
Yeah.
So if all the law-abiding citizens like yourself who might be strapped to defend their families, they give up all their guns, the bad guys don't. Are you telling me if we put a law in place that says no guns for anybody, the bad guys are going to stop mugging people, going to stop being gangsters? I mean, you're going to take guns away from gangsters all of a sudden? They have felonies. They shouldn't have guns anyway. They're still going to shoot people. Let's get real, goddammit.
Tell us what you really think.
Well, to be honest with you, guns are the great equalizer to me. But I mean, if people are going to do dirty shit, they're going to do dirty shit. The guns, they're killing too many innocent people, though.
Right.
And it's too easy. I mean, at least make the shitty people work hard for their shit, right? Like, you got to get close to somebody with a sword. All right? And you can't go take out a whole fucking room of people. It's just not going to happen.
And there are also, and this is why I would support an all-out gun ban. There are ancillary effects, like if guns are banned outright, then police officers don't have to carry guns themselves any longer.
Police
So
officers
they
should
can
be the
stop-
first ones to get rid of their guns.
They can stop shooting people.
They need to get rid of their guns first.
That's why, although a radical solution, it is a really strong argument, in my opinion, because you're not just saying take away all the guns, you're saying all the guns.
Now, Dylan,
They're
this is a safe place for you to speak your truth. This is the type of place where you need to say the shit you tell your homies in the kitchen while you're drinking 40s. Now,
On
tell
YouTube?
us about the goddamn cops. Right here. Tell these motherfucking bees about the cops and why they shouldn't have guns.
Look, man, you're not all assholes. Well, no. I should start that over. You're not all bad, but you are all assholes.
Yeah, agree.
Every single one of you. That's just the type of personality that wants to become a cop.
Institutionalized assholery.
Right. Yeah. That's why so many of them are racist.
I think it stems from the position of authority and authoritarianism, there is this idea that you can respect someone as an authority figure, and you can also respect someone as a human being. And it seems to be that police officers are often in a position where they're telling you that if you won't respect them as an authority, they won't respect you as a human being. And that is not an equal position to be in terms of power. It's a bummer. It's institutional.
Legal bullies,
it's
man.
not,
So
it's
fuck
not
you.
necessarily like everyone who signed up to be a cop is like out to suppress people and be horrible. But because that is what the institution has become, that's essentially their job. You saw the story about the cop on the East Coast who got fired from his job because he didn't kill somebody.
Right. Yeah, you get fucked up if you do
That's
do the right thing.
Like, their job is to kill people. That's their job. And we have to come up with a way to make it not their job to kill people anymore.
It's a rough gig. There's a spot over near Factoria where I used to live, and a cop, this is years ago, he was in the middle of the road with a naked dude who was high on something, and the guy charged him. Cop, didn't shoot him because, he's a naked dude in the middle of the street. The guy wrestled the gun from the cop and shot the cop right there in the street.
Yeah.
So it is one. As much shade as we throw at the pigs.
Yeah.
I gotta respect that they have a really tough job. It's hard to manage. If I was in that position, having to remember everything, document everything, trying to keep peace, it's not easy, man. And we do need people out there doing it. If we didn't have anybody enforcing the law, this motherfucker would be the Wild West.
Sure.
How savage was a naked dude, though, to take a cop's gun and shoot him with it?
It happens,
that cop kind of pretty weak, man.
It happens more often than you think. It's one of the reasons why
Don't they even
people
have a
keep
vest on,
arguing
too?
for cops to be patrolling in pairs so things like that don't happen. And I will note that not with respect to this situation, of course, this poor man has died, and that's too bad. But
I had a white friend who got shot by the cops a couple years ago.
Cops have a less
man.
dangerous job in terms of injuries and fatalities than cab drivers and people who fish in Alaska and lumberjacks and any number of other positions, and we don't let those people murder other people either.
Yeah.
What about underwater welders?
I'm sure those people die plenty.
They do. 5 years.
The point is not that police officers have it easy. The point is that it being difficult is not an excuse to kill people arbitrarily. The things that we are willing
because
to
your
put up
job
with,
is stressful doesn't mean you get to murder.
the counter arguments with which we are going to put up with any longer do not include all of these things you continue to tell us, like, oh, my job is really hard and I'm out here protecting your ass. That's great.
Send me a fireman first before a policeman. I'll take a fireman.
Agreed.
You know what's going to help relations with the police? Because Daryl Cox has got some goddamn answers here. All right. Is that what frustrates me is when I call the police, somebody's robbed my house, stolen a car. Dozens of cars every weekend are stolen. And you know how much work it takes to buy a vehicle? Like, for someone that is a huge investment of their time.
My car just got broken into yesterday.
Right. And so nobody's going to fix that, right? Nobody's going to solve that crime.
Nah.
But, you go speeding a little too fast down the freeway, you're going to get a ticket, right? And so, really, we need to have ticket enforcers. We're not cops. We're making people pissed off because they're enforcing those codes.
Yes.
And then we actually use the police to try to solve crimes. Like, solve those thefts.
Right, detectives.
And, how many girls out there are being, there's big, back to 2017, this big movement to, fight sex trafficking. Well, guess what? Those girls are still out there. They're still getting exploited. These are little girls from the suburbs being, used by men, manipulated. It's really, really, pimping is really ugly shit. Yeah. And why are we marching every fucking weekend for those girls?
Seriously.
Okay, so let's break up those pimps. Let's get those girls home. Let's do something. So it's about the conversation, and right here, right now, we're going to bring up some new subjects that the fucking bees and the people out there are going to listen to, because we fucking, goddamn it, we give a shit.
Hosanna!
That was really good. Thank you.
Thought Daryl was going to start crying.
That's great.
Amen.
It is emotional. It's very emotional.
Preach it, brother.
I love you guys. All right, so, Dylan. you've been watching YouTube, right?
Yes, occasionally.
There's this motherfucker in South America, in the South, who's making millions of dollars playing video games with his kids, and he's like going on vacations, doing selfies, and using it as a tax
Southern.
write-off.
Doing selfies.
Yeah, did you say
What
South
is
America
doing
or in the
stuff?
South of
Yeah,
America?
exactly.
South of America.
Okay.
Like
In the South.
Alabama.
Right. So he's a cool guy. He's a family man.
What's his
but
name?
he's got like a bazillion videos out there. I don't know his name, but
He's got way too
the
much time
channel's
on his
called
hands.
Funnel Vision.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And so I'll put some pictures up so the beast can
Okay.
see what I'm talking about. So we're on the internet now. We're on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're YouTubers.
We're here.
And you know what, Mr. Funnel Vision, I got news for you. This man right here, he can fucking knock your socks off. You think
Oh
you're
my
a cool
God.
dad? You think you can rap? No.
Just gonna put
Hold
me
the fucking phone.
Put me out there in the ring like that, huh? Just challenge him
To
we're gonna do a throwdown.
rap battle.
We're
I
gonna
want
do a
to
YouTube
sounded a little
White
violent.
daddy rap battle.
Oh shit!
So it's a rap battle.
All right, so let me get a beat for you. Hold on.
Yo, walking around like I'm all that. Shit, this ain't your average daddy rap. Nah, I ain't into that corny crap. Shit, I'm the one who needs to take a nap. Shit, I'm the one who needs a snack. Shit, I'm tired of wiping other people's ass. I wanna wipe my own. I just wanna be alone. I just wanna be in my garage in the zone, chicken here, yeah. I gotta check it, take a loan. Oh, why they gotta do me that way? 3 kids and they don't pay for shit. Out here rating my rent. Damn, I'm sitting trying to vibe with it. Oh, trying to catch that flow. They gotta know, man, I'm so real low. I want them to brush their own damn hair, make their own damn food. I don't care what the hell that they eat. Man, just don't eat the glue. Shit, I'm through. These motherfuckers, they ain't got a clue what I do. Oh shit, as I pursue those flows, man, this ain't your average daddy though. Oh, rolling out, he smoking on that fatty, yo. Oh, freestyle with my man 3Bs, and we out here acting like 3Gs. Oh shit, I'm on a spree, killing them quickly. Oh. And make sure that your underwear is changed for Christ's sakes. And stop wasting so much damn toothpaste. Fuck. And why does it take so long to get on your shoes? I need to get out of this house before my mind starts to lose its own ability to think straight. Oh, I can't wait till they grow up and move the fuck out. Oh, I can't wait to sleep in on the weekend. Oh, getting up at 5 o'clock? What the fuck is that about? Shit. Alright, I think I'm out.
Nice!
Yeah, I like that. That's
Awesome.
really good.
Nicely done.
Good job
Thank you.
about being a dad.
Toasty.
See, when I tell you I got a special guest, I mean I have a fucking special guest.
Damn right.
Wow. Damn right. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Thank you.
No, it is true. But when they are gone,
Like, I can't wait till just, you know, they're all, like I said, they're 10, 7, and 6 right now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's the.
Like, I'm just happy right now they're all out of diapers. Like, that is a
Right.
great spot.
so when the oldest is like,
They're even growing out of that part.
Oh,
You know, their
nice.
immune systems are getting
Oh,
stronger.
good.
I'm looking forward to when they're becoming lazy teenagers.
Yeah,
at least.
yeah,
So then they get on my
No,
schedule.
it's
No, I want them to
not-
get on my
they're
schedule.
not
I want them to
lazy.
sleep until
they're
noon. I
not
want them to
lazy.
sleep until
It's
noon.
different. I have a
They're
14-year-old.
exhausted. They're doing that whole sex hormone thing.
Yeah, let them
Takes
sleep,
up
Sleep.
so
let 'em
much
go.
of their time
Yeah,
and
like
brain
after
power
16 for
Oh,
sure.
yeah, no, I remember what it was like. It's going to be awful, but at
Marlene,
least I'll get
Yeah.
to sleep.
You got some experience with teens.
I
Talk
do.
about it. Share with the bees.
So I have an 18-year-old and I
Okay.
have a 14-year-old, and they're definitely very different.
Boys
But-
or girls?
Boys. 2
Both boys? Okay.
Yeah. I think I lucked out though with the lazy teen kind of thing. But they stop talking to you, which is kind of hard. No,
My
it's-
son never shuts up. He never, ever shuts
No,
up.
but they stop talking to you.
Yeah,
like-
that sounds crazy.
No, like telling you like what's happening in their lives, and that's kind of hard with boys. Girls are maybe different, but
Well, and I'm sure girls and boys are very different. I have
They
2
are.
girls and a boy,
What
completely
are you
different
talking
energies.
about? This is 2018. There's no difference between genders.
Nah, there
In
are,
fact, there
man.
are no genders. What the fuck are you talking about?
this
This
is
is
There are
insightful.
many
I am
forms
triggered.
that
I am
our bodies
triggered.
take.
Okay.
Settle down. There are many
the
forms our
cisgender
bodies
boy. Is that right? Cisgender
Of
boy.
course, there's differences. Let's
Yeah,
talk
I
about
mean
it.
he's 6. He's a sweet boy,
So how does he? How?
but he definitely has
boy,
way different energies than boys. Like he's on a different level, man. He wants to.
How does he deal with his mom?
He loves mommy. He just wants to snuggle.
That's
up to her all
exactly
day.
what they just want.
So they stop
boys
snuggling with yeah. See,
Yeah.
like, the kids stink. They'll move away, man. Give me some
Aw.
space.
I know. I love them.
You gotta play catch with them. They gotta have some space between. Gotta be able to throw the ball. You gotta. So,
Yeah.
So, Marlene,
Yeah.
why do you want to do slime tonight?
I thought it would be a fun activity that all the kids are doing on YouTube.
Let's do it. Let's get
Or maybe
dirty.
they were doing it like 15 minutes ago.
Let's
I
get
don't know.
slimy.
All right, here we go.
And let's get Dylan.
they were
really
doing it on
slimy.
Nickelodeon
All
back
right.
when we were kids.
All right,
That's
here we
right.
go.
I hope you're ready to get slime, my man.
You know,
Yeah, as long as it's non-toxic and gluten-free.
I have baking powder, about a half a tablespoon or so
Okay.
in there, and then you add the glitter,
All of it.
glitter glue. Yes, all of it. And then we can just massage it and then work it.
Yeah, baby.
As we're talking, we're listening to Topher.
That's excellent. So, okay. So, many people have explained this to me, Dylan, but I was hoping that maybe you would have a better take on this. Why did we get rid of Hauschka for Blair Walsh?
Who's Hauschka and who's Blair Walsh?
They're both kickers. One of them was our kicker, and he was the best in the league without, exception, and then he started missing a few kicks. So then we beat this team at the Super Bowl because their kicker didn't make
said
the
mix it
final kick.
Yep, just mix it up with your hand.
And so we hired
I
him.
said, I want that guy. He led the league in missed PATs 1 year, and we dump him. And I get it; it's a cutthroat business. You don't do your job, you get cut. See, Richard Sherman busted his Achilles, and he got cut.
Right.
Why they brought in Blair Walsh? Well, that's a mystery to us all.
I will
and why
say-
they kept him after 5 games is another mystery. And why they kept him after 10 games is even a third question. And sometimes we make mistakes.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes they're
you
really
just got to
good
own
ones.
up to it and move on, man.
It seemed to me like
So is that it? 'Cause this feels like pretty
Yes,
fucking slimy.
I know, right? So you can add a little more.
Is that all we?
Can you bring
What,
that
and now
up?
what is that?
Yeah, show it to the people.
Right now, it's just
Lysine?
like,
Okay,
yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like you're massaging your groin before because they don't care about
Well, I was, and now
So-
look at what I've made.
Yeah. So we added
This is unicorn cum, is what this is.
Disney
this-
sponsorship
it is,
deal.
it is.
Call
So
me.
So it's baking soda
This is exactly what this is.
and
Unicorn
glitter glue, and then contact lens solution.
cum. Okay, I wasn't far off. I was
Yeah.
thinking
Contact
Visine or something.
lens solution.
Contact lens. It has boric acid in it,
Boric acid.
and that makes it stretchy and not sticky.
Also,
Mm,
interestingly,
Yes,
toxic.
tell me.
You know, that
Oh, is
one
it?
Yeah.
is really good. You can put that
I
like
don't know
Stranger
if I'm going to be able to
Things.
get this off of my fingers.
Yeah, you think so? I thought it was a fun project we could do.
Yeah.
Life skills with
You want
Marlene.
some?
Let's go to a dark room without any alcohol. Watch some chicks dance around naked. Like that
That's
is
weird.
fucking creepy.
Yeah.
And that's what we have.
I mean, seriously, what kind of rapists do we have in Washington that we can't have liquor and naked women around each other? That is ridiculous.
But that's the thing. That's the only people who go to strip clubs in Washington are the weird creepers who think that seeing a naked woman is so fascinating to them that even though they don't serve alcohol there, that's totally worth your time.
right.
I go to a strip club down in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, Portland's
and,
the best.
And it's we go there, my friends and I, we have drinks, and also there's men dance around, and that's fine.
I've been to a few bachelor parties in Portland. They're
It
fun.
absolutely baffles me, this
So
concept
there's
of
men's
going.
strip club And
in
there's
Portland.
women in
Yeah.
Portland.
Most of them are just bars with naked women dancing.
Naked people.
I mean,
There's
like,
just alcohol
you
there.
see people who come there just to hang out and have
Yeah.
a drink, and it's this is a
They have friends who are the bartenders and stuff like that.
Or they just they like hanging out. They like
Yeah.
seeing a hot guy dance around,
or a
like
hot
or a
chick.
hot
Yeah,
lady.
why
Like,
wouldn't you want? Why wouldn't you want that?
not everything that is sexy must end in an orgasm. Sometimes things can be sexy, and you're
That's
like,
true.
that was
No.
fun. Now I'm gonna go over here
That's
and
exactly
not
right.
orgasm
That's a
all
good
over
Portland
the
has
place.
more strip clubs per capita than any city in America.
Is that right?
Okay.
You would think that like Vegas or something.
Well, they're smaller market-wise,
Oh, yeah, I
so
suppose.
it's per capita, but
No,
they
I've
are
heard-
literally
I've
on
heard
every
that
block.
statistic before.
They are down every single
I
street.
have heard that.
And I like to play a fun game whenever I go down to Portland.
What?
It's called Spot the Off-Duty Stripper.
Yep.
Oh, that's
It's-
hilarious.
It's kind of like Where's
I
Waldo,
would love that.
except
to
for
play
Waldo's
that game.
everywhere and pretty
I
hot
would
and pretty
really
slutty.
love to play that.
It's pretty
game.
fun. It is. Got to do it during the day usually, but
Yeah.
if you get down there early enough,
oh my
you can
God,
play
I
it. It's
would
fun.
love to do that.
That's good.
I once hung out with a stripper from the gay strip club in Portland who was straight.
They're never straight.
Well, I'm sure some of them are, but this one was not.
It's like to fulfill a fantasy or something, they have to say that they're straight.
No, like there are people who legitimately believe that they're straight. There's like when you grow up and all your life you're like your family and your community talks about like the worst thing that you could possibly
Is being
be
gay.
is being gay. Your brain won't even really
I know.
consider that like might be a reality for you.
Yeah.
But like you get a couple of drinks in you and you're like begging for it. And I mean literally verbally asking and giving lots of consent.
Oh my.
That is that's a different thing. And I have met a number of straight men,
Right.
and that's fine. They can be straight. If that's what they want to be.
But they're not. Really.
Well, they're. But
you said you grew
That's
up
the
Mormon, so
fantasy.
when did you kind of discover yourself? Or
when I was a junior in high school, was when I realized, and it was like high school boys are always like really physical and chummy
Right.
with each other. And like
Yep.
one of them was very physical and chummy with me, and I was like, he was very ambiguous about why. He just had an odd way of speaking that made him sound like he was being very suggestive. And I considered what it might be like if like we were together or whatever, and I was like, oh my God, that's like my whole deal.
I did that with every single
awesome,
boy in my high school. I would always dream about like
every one of them?
every one of them all the time. Just like, oh, what it would be like to marry so and so, or
Yeah.
oh, we'd have so many kids together. It's like a thing. Like girls, that's what they think about in high school.
I mean, yeah.
I was very interested in marrying like a godly woman and raising a family. But like
that wouldn't suit you in the long run.
certainly not. I
You'd
am
be a great dad, though.
Oh, I don't
Maybe-
know. Maybe.
maybe-
He's
not.
handy. He's smart. He's empathetic.
Yeah, but kids are a lot of work.
yeah.
And do you want to take the work that you're giving yourself and put it onto 2 or 3 like
I very
kids
much
that just need you?
I very much see myself as like a, partnered dual income, no children, traveling the world
Yeah,
sort of gay.
right. That's what that's what I
Hey,
picture
at least
you
you
as
live
well.
in a time and in a place where you are able to make that.
Hey, that's
choice.
if I ever get a dual income, and
You want to have a kid, you can adopt.
that's.
Everybody's
No,
got
once you
five
get the
out.
dual income, you're what, like 27?
I
32.
turned 30 in 2 days.
Okay.
Woo!
So,
Happy early birthday, man.
yay.
Party time.
Mhm.
But once you get in your groove, it's really hard to add a couple kids to
Well,
that
but
mix.
babies
How
are
old
the
were
hard
you?
part.
How
I
old were you?
was
Then you had your
30, or just about to turn
Oh.
30.
I was
So, yeah.
like 21.
Oh damn, yeah, you were.
Yeah, so
That's
I'm
a
not.
life
Oh my
change.
god.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
not ready to
If
like.
I had kids at 21.
no,
oh,
maybe
shit.
it was like I found out when I was 22, 21.
That puts a
And
cramp in the club time.
For sure.
But I didn't want to be in the club. I just wanted to be like with my partner and like with this kid, and it was wonderful. And then I had a second, and it was even better. And then I realized
Second one is always easier.
Yeah,
I feel
think
like
so.
that. I think so. Just because you're already kind of in the groove, especially if you have them closer together. You know, like we had them 2.5 years apart, our first two, and it's like we already had everything already set up.
Right.
You know,
you already know how to do it. I can only imagine if you have like a new thing in the home.
Oh my god!
Like,
first time I
what
changed
does it
the
want?
diaper
What does
was,
it want? Like,
what's in the box?
Is it supposed to be sleeping? I don't know. How much
I
is
don't
it
know.
supposed to sleep? How much is it supposed to eat?
my first 6 months was brutal. 'Cause I had never changed a diaper before I had a baby.
Yeah.
I was the baby of my family, so
I want to
I
ask
had
you a
no idea what I was
question.
The feeding part, is it get enough breast milk? Is it latching? Those things were.
yeah. My wife got some good titties, so it was.
You don't have
Nice.
to worry about it.
Congrats.
My kids were all healthy and they sucked well.
I got shingles
Ooh.
the second,
Shingles.
like during the second one,
Mm.
right after he was born.
Oh no.
Oh my god, it was a nightmare.
Postpartum shingles.
Yeah,
Oh, postpartum shingles are a real thing.
Yeah,
and they're
rough.
awful.
that does not sound
But
fun at all.
if you ever get shingles, save the last little bit of medicine for when you get them again,
Oh,
because
Do
they come
back?
again.
they do.
They come back. So take that little bit of medicine and it like knocks it out.
I will never have shingles.
That's not true.
It is true.
How do you get shingles?
It is
It's like it's like a flu.
when you're older. You know how you can only get chickenpox once?
Right.
No, you can't. You can get chickenpox again.
Multiple times.
It's when you're older and your immune system starts to kind of naturally weaken. You still have the virus. It just gets strong enough to reinfect you when you're a little bit older. But you have to have first had the chickenpox, and I am young enough for that. I have never had.
You've never had a chickenpox?
My kids never had the chickenpox.
I'm vaccinated. I
because
got
they were
vaccinated.
Yeah, my kids got
I
vaccinated.
went to a doctor. They gave me a shot, and I'm never going to have shingles ever because I've never had
On South Park,
chickenpox.
I thought the thing to do was you get the kids together so they could get each other sick.
Yeah,
That's before they had a
that's,
vaccine.
That's like
Yeah,
when
that's
I
old
was
school,
a
man.
kid. Like
Before they had a
Yeah, I had
vaccine,
mine
that was a
when
good
I was
idea
young.
because
I don't even remember them.
if you get chickenpox for the first time as an adult, it's really,
It can kill you.
really horrible.
Yeah.
So shingles
Right.
is adult chickenpox.
Yes.
That's what we're saying.
Yes,
But it's
essentially.
a reinfection. If you get infected with real chickenpox for the first time when you're an adult, it can kill you. And so in the old days, before there was a vaccine, they used to say, make sure your children get chickenpox when they're
Right.
young.
Yes. And so with my kids, I didn't vaccinate them for chickenpox until school started. So until they had to go to preschool or go to kindergarten. The first one was kindergarten, the second was preschool. I was like, I want them to get the chickenpox.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, we kind of wanted it too. We spread it
Yeah.
out. Like we waited till
I
school
wanted them to
period
get it instead of vaccinate because I believe in vaccinating, but there's some things that I don't.
Yeah, we do selective
Yes,
vaccination.
selective vaccination.
But even my first one, when she got her chickenpox one, it made her legs swell up like this.
Yeah.
It was just
Do you do
huge.
the flu? Do you
The kids get the flu shot. I don't think I got it
I
this year.
don't.
I've had it some years.
I
some
don't
years.
do the flu shot. Like
Depends
I
if I'm
straight
feeling
up
risky.
don't. Do
But
it.
no, I didn't take it this year, and I did not get the flu, man.
Yeah, I've
Been
never
taking
gotten
my vitamins. I've been.
Vaccinate your children well
Vaccinate
before.
them, and if they get autistic, then that's just the next
That's
stage of-
not a
That's just
thing.
the
That's
next
not a
stage.
thing. I agree
That's
with you,
not a
Topher.
thing.
not a
Autism
thing.
is surely the next stage of human evolution. I've said it here. Mark it on your calendars.
Sure.
That's what's happening. I'm not wrong. Okay, here we go. So what we're going to do next is we're going to do the micro rants.
Yes.
Micro rant debates.
Yes.
So here's what's going to happen. Marlene, you are now the judge. I
Okay.
anoint you. You are going to decide who's going to win the micro rant debates. All right, so here we go. So Topher, you go first.
What am I
You're not
judging
going to
on?
rebuttal. You're gonna judge them on whatever criteria you feel suitable.
Okay.
All right.
Like who I like better for entertainment value, or whose opinion I agree with more.
It really is up to you. It's kind of like the what's the card game that's really vulgar?
Cards Against Humanity.
Humanity.
Cards Against
Oh, that.
Humanity. It's just like that. You're the judge, and nobody tells you how to judge. It's
Okay.
up to you.
I'm the judge,
All right.
jury, and
All right,
execution.
so Topher, you go.
All right.
You're gonna rant about something, and then
For a
Dylan, you're
minute.
gonna debate
Yeah.
him with your own rant. You get 1 minute. Go.
I can't fucking understand why people are so up in arms about Facebook and your data privacy. When you started giving your whole life to this company, what did you fucking think was going to happen? I'm on Facebook. I'm not quitting Facebook. They do a job for me, and I don't tell them things that I don't want everyone knowing. Or join all these weird-ass apps to find out which kind of Taurus I am. I don't do that kind of shit. I don't fuck with that. And all these people who are deleting their Facebook accounts are just going to re-sign up anyway because there's nowhere to fucking go. I don't understand why people think that this is going to mean anything or do anything that hasn't already been done. You know, Facebook's stock price took a huge hit when people found out about this issue, and that is more likely to affect them than you're temporarily deactivating your Facebook account.
Dylan, go.
You know, when that whole thing came out, my first thought was, I can't believe they're not caring about Twitter, because Twitter, they got to do that shit for free. They didn't have to pay for ads. They got to promote their propaganda for free. And I'm in favor of just getting rid of all social media. I think we spend way too much time on our phones. We used to not talk about politics. Remember those times? Remember when those days were fun? Then we got social media and everybody thinks we just can just blab about politics, and then you realize how stupid your friends are. You're like, Jesus Christ, I can't believe I was ever friends with that guy. How did I not know he was a Republican? That's crazy. And yeah, I think all of that shit is garbage, and I still use it, but I mean, I'm definitely in favor of ridding all social media. Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat should have never even been invented.
Oh,
Pinterest? We want to let go of Pinterest?
Yeah, man, my wife spends way too much time on that shit. Could just go out and see the sun and decorate our own house instead of decorating her phone.
But Pinterest is so fun.
No, it's fun to go outside.
I don't even have to rebuttal. She's doing it for me.
Now, what the hell is this, Judge? What kind of side are you taking? You're supposed to be impartial.
That's
Right.
right.
Bullshit.
I disagree.
No.
Marlene's trying to say she thinks I won.
I guess so.
All right, let's hear from the judge.
Okay, so Topher's whole thing was it was structured really good. But you had so much passion and for it, then I'm gonna vote for you because
Oh, well, thank you.
you had the heart. Topher had the scripted, he had it all in his brain, all right there and easy access. And my brain isn't structured like that.
Well,
I'm more ranty, and so I'm gonna side with you because I think our brains work the same way.
Thank you. I appreciate that
Brain
because
racism.
I have a brain injury, and so I do tend to
Yeah,
be a little
Marlene,
more
I
unfiltered and emotional.
And
You
that's
got the
how
emotional
I am.
side of my head,
I
and so
know.
I go from here to there really quickly. And so, thank you.
But that's how I am.
appreciate
I say I don't have an unexpressed thought. It all is just out there.
Oh yeah,
and
no, you'll know if I don't like you. It's hard for me to hide that anymore. I can't fake it. I can't pretend I don't just hate your guts. So.
Well, I can hide that, okay, but generally speaking, if you're in my life, you know where you stand pretty much with me and my opinions
Yeah,
and stuff.
So
definitely.
just like Cards Against Humanity, you need to now, going forward, knowing the judge, play to what she likes, and she likes a passionate man.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Passion is everything. If you're not passionate,
Get the fuck out.
It drives you. I mean,
it
that's
does.
what
I always say
you gotta love what you do and love.
yeah, in a profession, you can be a garbage man, and if you're love your job,
Yeah.
it's a super turn on for me. I'm serious. Not
So I'll try not to turn you on too much with my passion.
no.
What if
The
you
rap
love?
is good.
What if you love your passion but you don't like your job? Is that okay?
Yeah, because you got to pay the bills.
Because some
But as
people-
long as you do something that you love to do and you're passionate about
Yeah.
it, that is fulfilling your
That's
life.
super
Right?
exciting.
That
somebody's
is,
gonna
like,
write windows.
makes you feel
man.
whole.
Yeah,
Right?
somebody
Yeah.
does.
Someone's
Like-
got to protect you on the internet.
People have got to go out there and write that software. The people need them to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's true.
So Dylan, we've had a good time, and
Yeah, man.
you're very talented.
Thank you.
But you've brought up this issue of the incident a few times now, and it's serious. I mean, you were close to not being here anymore, And I resent the fact that some piece of shit who took something into his hands impacted your life to where you have to even think about that piece of garbage on a daily basis. I'm sure that the fact of how he changed your life and all the work you've had to done to overcome what he did. And so, first and foremost, we're not even going to name that motherfucker. That piece of trash, I hope he goes to hell and stays in jail forever. But I really want to focus on you, and you mentioned before about your one-man show. So talk to us about, what's been like for your kids to see this and your wife to support you. What are some of the moments that were the hardest during the recovery, and how is it going now? Are we getting some good times? Are you feeling back on track? Share with us. Share with the bees.
Well, I was in the hospital. I had emergency brain surgery. I had a double skull fracture, 2 titanium plates in there. I was in the hospital for about 2.5 days. Came home, and the hardest part really is controlling my emotions, and especially like with my kids. Like that's always been like the biggest challenge. Is when it happened, my son was just about to turn 3, and it was just it was really hard to kind of communicate with him, and kids just have a different energy, and they make a lot of noise, and like loud noises really bother me, and so that was definitely the hardest part, and just kind of understanding a brain injury. A lot of people don't know about brain injuries. Even the doctors don't know. They're like, well, it takes about 2 to 5 years, and then we'll kind of see how you're doing. And even after 10 years, you still might feel some things. And so, they kind of look at you like that. And I didn't realize how much pain I was really in at first. And so, it took a while. And I was in kind of denial. I wanted to just, as soon as I got out there, I wanted to hit the stage. I was on stage 12 days after it happened with Craig Gass over at the Neptune Theater up here. And, I just wanted to, make sure that dude got, no satisfaction in this at all. And I don't even mention his name in the show. He called himself Jesus Christ. That's what his name was as a stage performer.
I remember him.
You read the article?
Well, I'm Facebook friends with people who were there that night.
Oh, okay.
So I was sort of they posted pretty frequently what was going on.
Yeah.
With me, so I had that.
Yeah, on the bright side, I blew up. I was trending on Twitter there,
Yeah.
Facebook for a while.
Yeah.
Facebook
I had a bunch of friend requests when I woke up, and
Yeah.
Doug Stanhope called me when I was in the ICU.
Oh wow.
And, yeah. Amy Schumer donated, and got to meet Tommy Chong, and people really showed a lot of love, and it was really special.
I remember it was. I mean, they organized benefits, and
everybody.
People were constantly asking how you were and how you were doing, what was going on, and
it
all
was
through the
emotional.
trial, we were
all the
all
time.
keeping track of the proceedings, and it was the whole community was really stunned that something like that could happen to any of us, and especially to you.
Well, I was special. But I talk about that in my show as well. It's just the community love that came around, and that was really a big part that kept me up, and still being able to go out and perform and being able to do that. That was my happy place. And now it's been a little over 3 years. So when I hit that 2-year mark, I really felt a big breakthrough just in my overall energy and fatigue and ability to control my emotions. Fatigue's another big issue with me too. I still have to take a nap every day. I just wear out.
I take a nap every day.
They're wonderful.
And they're amazing. 15 minutes, I'm good to go.
I'm down to about, I need usually 20 to 30 at least. It was about an hour at first that I would be, but I need to take a nap. We got to shut the lights off. I need my sound machine on. All y'all need to shut up. Every single one of you, don't make a fucking sound. Put on a movie.
People at work,
here's a snack.
Go to the break room, say I'm done.
Well, I work from home, but they know. I had the job before the brain injury, so I was fortunate enough to go back to work to people who were aware of it, and they're very sympathetic to it. And yeah, man, there are some functions and stuff I have to miss, and that's another sad part. I don't get to participate in a lot of things, especially with my kids. We go to Disney World, and I went on
That's too much. Too
stimulate.
you know?
Well, yeah, like we went to Disney World for a week, and we got there the first night, and we got there about like 7 o'clock our time. It's 10 o'clock over there at night, and we went and had dinner. But it's right in our like peak time, so we were like, let's go hit the theme park. Like 11 o'clock at night, there's no one there.
Yeah.
Lines are so like
Oh, wow.
they got to go. We were there till 11:59.
Nice.
We closed the park down. We were the last people in that park. And all the kids went on a bunch of rides, and I just went on It's a Small World, and I did the aerial ride. Yeah, no, I woke up the next day, and we were supposed to do the Animal Kingdom. You guys ever been to Disney World?
No.
I have, yes.
So there's the Animal Kingdom. It's another park there that's just like
Right.
it's pretty
It's
cool.
like a big giant crazy zoo with like
Pretty
huge
much.
wide
With the
open
lion.
space.
Yeah, for real. And you can't tell what's real and what's fake in there. It's just nuts. And we went on this big safari ride, and it was really bumpy. And as soon as I got off, I was like, "Ooh, I need something to eat. I'm feeling hungry. I need like a snack." We got an apple and a Powerade. And we went and sat down in the shade. And it was like, 9 o'clock in the morning, but I was just feeling really dehydrated. Then all of a sudden, I was like, "Oh, no, I got to go to the bathroom." And went in there and just destroyed it. I mean, just... I had atrophy. Have you ever had atrophy?
Yeah.
Your hands and arms just go numb and like kind of curled up, and like I had to be taken out in a wheelchair or taken back to the hotel room. And I spent the next 3 days in bed, and
Oh man.
it was horrible, man. Just had really bad vertigo and dehydration, and was just done for.
It must have been hard for the family to enjoy themselves while you're going through this, right?
Oh, they had a fucking blast.
Huh.
It was spring break. It was my daughter's birthday.
That'll be fine.
Win-win though, because
Yeah.
they're not there anymore and it's dead silent. You
Yeah,
can
I'm just
sleep.
chilling in the bedroom.
Yeah.
I had a bunch
way.
of, this was pre rec shops, so I was going to my medical
Oh,
shop.
yeah,
I got after the head injury, I went right to my doctor. I was like,
Yep.
can I get a weed card? And this place I used to go to in Tacoma, man, it was like the best weed shop I've ever been in, dude. Like these bottles, they'd have like 100 milligram bottles for like
Nice.
$12.
Nice.
And they had these packs of 25 of them. They were the watermelon Sour Patch Kids.
Ooh.
Yeah, injected with some hash oil. Oh, yeah, they were nice.
Ooh.
I brought like a whole Ziploc bag of those things.
Damn.
Just my backpack, man. They're just my snacks. Part of my snack bin. I have a whole snack thing that I have to bring with me. So, yeah, I was just in
With big
the...
Mr. Yucks. No kids.
yeah, no, that's...
not getting
That stays in
daddy's
Daddy's backpack, man. That's
Nice.
away from the kid candy. Yeah, no, that's how I got by that.
Let's
Sounds
get
amazing.
back to the one-man show. So you've developed this over an hour worth of material. Are you going to be touring with this? Are you going to be putting it on the internet? Like, tell me where you're going with this next.
The hope and the goal is to go out on the road with it and just perform it to as many people as I can, and just hit it out there and then see what happens from there. And I just want to get out there. We're kind of right now just dealing with contracts and stuff like that. So.
With the connections you have and the power of your story and your talent, I'm going to call it right now. I think you're going to get on Netflix, and I want to watch that. That's going to be awesome.
That would be dope. I'll take that as as the end there.
Let's get there.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my options open. That would be amazing. And it's a pretty crazy story, and that's why I decided to do the one man show. My buddy Kevin, who I work with on it, he was the guy who was like, "You should do a one man show." I was like, "That's a pretty good idea," because it's such a crazy story. Like I bring it up in comedy club situations and stuff, but sometimes it can be kind of heavy for an audience to take, especially if I lead off with it. Like, I almost died on stage one time. Isn't that crazy? And so, sometimes, like, especially at the beginning, man, I get up there and it's like, I could just see all the sympathy in their face. It's like, okay, no, I survived. It's all right. There's a good punchline at the end. Just like,
It's a pretty good, not the worst crowd I've ever performed in front of joke, right? Like,
yeah.
at least you didn't come at me with a bat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But hecklers can't say shit.
Yeah, that's right.
And so, yeah, man, just want to get it out there, and I got a whole slideshow of pictures of all the way from being a little kid in my family and growing up in the hood and, going to jail and finding my way to, out and meet my wife and starting a family. And I was working advertising and then I got laid off and started doing stand-up and, things started going well for me. I started, I headlined your show at the Columbus City Theater, and I went to LA. All that 2014 was all this year. Like, the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. I was like, I had producing, shows all over town. I was performing the weekend right before it happened. It was on a Monday. That weekend before that was my first weekend performing at the Parlor.
Oh yeah.
And I got
downtown.
It was over in Bellevue.
Oh, in Bellevue, okay.
And I got to open for Sarah Colonna there, and John Ryan was in the green room with us. Nice. I got to hold a Super Bowl ring, the Seahawks out in the crowd,
Nice.
And I was literally just riding as high as I'd ever been. And then...
Wow. Well, it goes, you go up, you go down, and then you come back up. And, you're Phoenix. Nothing's going to put you down. In fact, we got a song about that. So,
And I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down.
Passing the night away. Passing the night away.
He drinks a whiskey drink, he drinks a vodka drink. He drinks a lager drink, he drinks a cider drink. He songs about remind him of the good times. He sings songs that remind him of the best times.
Oh, Danny boy, Danny boy, Danny boy.
1, 2, 3.
I get knocked down. Before I get out there and do my one-man show, you can go see my documentary I did about my comeback show at the Neptune Theater with Craig Gass. I had that filmed. I brought out Ruben Rodriguez, who's a local guy. He lives in LA now, but he's a great filmmaker, and he came out and filmed the show, and he actually came out with me when I got my staples taken out. I had 20 staples in my head,
Right.
and I had my staples taken out 2 days before the show, and so he came and got that filmed, and so that's in there too as a little suspense part, like a build-up, and it's 10 minutes long, so it won't eat up too much of your data on your phone or, on your computer, whatever, but you can go onto YouTube. It's called The Comeback Comic, and it's on YouTube, and it tells the whole story of it. And then you can go onto Facebook while it lasts. And I created a Facebook page for it, so it's Dylan Avila - My Turn at Bat. So I'll post all the shows on there once I start going back out there now. We did the first show at the Rendezvous Theater. It went great. I sold it out. The blogger who came there and wrote a review said it was the best comedy show he had easily seen.
Wow.
So I took that as a good compliment. It's a good sign. And, everybody who came kind of had the reaction that I wanted them to have, that this was, an experience for them, that they laughed, they cried, they laughed again, they cried again, they laughed. And so,
That's awesome.
You can check it out.
Right. Much love, Matt. You're amazing.
Thank you.